oil. Just regular old craft glitter. Last year's bait left over, some Boston mackerel, probably some menhaden in there, redfin, 2R minnows, grunts, and I got some old king mackerel, frozen king mackerel, just in fish scraps, just the skin and the ribs and all that kind of stuff like that. You don't want to use real big heads because that will bind up your grinder. Just drop them in there. Be sure to drop them head first. I'm just using a wheelbarrow. You can use a cooler. And some people go to the 10-day-old bread store. You can buy a sack of bread pretty cheap, mix in there. But if I can, I like to just keep it pure. And then I mix about a cup of menhaden oil in there, to a wheelbarrow full, and freeze it in gallon bags. I just use some old dishwashing gloves. It's gonna get on you anyway, no matter what you do. And freeze in gallon bags, and make some great chum. Better than you can buy at the store. Cheaper too. Okay. This is what I do. I get the stuff out the night before, or late in the evening before, or you can do it in the morning and then do it in the evening. Or really a quicker way to do it, get out first thing in the morning, put it in these coolers, frozen straight out my freezer, and I fill the coolers up with water to help expedite the thawing process. And it doesn't have to be thawed all the way, but you got to get where you can break the fish loose. And I got a little bit of all kind of stuff here. Bait, just some ballyhoo that we didn't use on a trip. I really try not to throw anything away as long as it stays relatively fresh. You just don't want to use anything that's went bad, rotten, because they actually like the good stuff just like we do. I like to keep it as fresh as possible. Then we take it in here, and this is when we'll add the glitter. Several containers worth, just the glitter is what it looks like as a feeding frenzy going on, and it duplicates the fish scales. You've already got some in your chum anyway, but I got the idea from a charter captain out of Savannah. Actually gave me that idea. Read it online, and I just started adding it. If you can find it pretty cheap, you don't have to have it, but if you're using menhaden, if you got them mixed in there, you're already getting some oil from them and all from these other fish. But every little bit just gives you a little bit more edge to bring those fish to your boat, and to hold them, gives them visual, gives them everything to bring them right to you. Okay, here we go. We got the menhaden oil, glitter. I got silver and gold, but I'll use most any color I can get as long as it's reflective. You pick it up. I think my wife got this like at Goodwill, one of those thrift stores. She found a big old box of it somebody turned in, and just take it, distribute it. And the menhaden oil, like I said, maybe a cup. Just sort of distribute it throughout here. You don't need to go crazy with it because this stuff is expensive, and you're already using some really good stuff that it is. So one thing I want to point out, your grinder, don't go cheap on that. As you can see here, this happens to be a Cabela. It's like a horse and a half, and I would recommend no less than that. Yeah, I mean, if you can get bigger, fine. I think that's either the biggest one or next to the biggest one. And if you don't, you're wasting your time trying to cut through these Boston mackerel and the bigger fish heads and stuff. It's just going to stay bound up and overheat, and you're not going to get anywhere with it. But anyway, you take your hand, and you just want to mix it up very thoroughly. Get down there, and you got like I like to mix up the red with the white meat to get a good distribution there, because your white meat's like your king mackerel and your porgy and leftover stuff like that. And get a good mix. And once you feel like you got it mixed up good, I just hand dip it into 1 gallon bags, seal it up, and what you want is it to be frozen hard. You don't want to do this and run out and go fishing. you want to pack it in the bottom of your ice in your cooler, and don't pull it out till you're getting ready to use it. Drop it in your mesh bag and drop it over the side, because the harder it is when it hits the water, the longer it's going to last. Like this, it'll just blow right through the bag. Yeah, I mean, you won't get any time at all out of it. So you want it frozen as hard as possible. So keep it frozen right up to the time you're going, and then, like I said, make sure it's in the bottom of your ice until you need it. Ended up with 15 gallons out of what we just had, so that ought to last me a little while.